How you doing, guys? Well, you're muted.
We're talking to myself.
Evening.
Evening, sir. Loving the vim in your voice. Your push-up challenge must be. Thanks for joining.
No, no worries.
Hey, Balaji.
Hey, Vanessa, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Hi, Ayo. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I would
Hey,
my background, but I'm in the playroom. You don't want to see. Don't want to see what's
no,
going
it looks good. It looks official. Um,
But we don't look as movie ready as Josh.
no, exactly. I can't tell whether that's the real Josh
Yeah,
or
he's taking
or
his time.
a photo because his branding is on point. Always. He said low. I'm guessing you have kids in hand or something, Josh, right?
Kids plural. Is there something that we
Oh, as in, sorry, kid.
okay? I thought this was the announcement. Suddenly,
He's prophesying.
book, son.
Fumi's gonna join. Hey, there she is. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um,
I had the films.
hey, what did okay, Josh said he'll be able to talk in a bit. Yeah, no worries, no worries. Um, it's a I guess a private and intimate session. Well, intimate session. They're always private to some extent. Do you guys fancy putting your camera on, or are you scared that we might not like what we see back there? But it is friendly. Um, but if is that something you guys are okay to do?
I'm in the dark, but
Hey, there she is. There she is. Nice. So you guys like in the opposite side of the room, or
yeah, we're in the same room. Yeah.
okay, nice. Yeah, literally for me it's back there as well. Okay, cool. I'll give it like, hey, Bishop has shown his face. Yes, thank you, Bishop. We're grateful. Um, okay, so I think I will make a start. What we do normally on these calls, because I feel like I was probably the only one that has been on these Wednesday calls. I think Joshua, you've been on one. But it's nice to start off with a gratitude, right? So we always start off these calls with, what are you grateful for? So if you guys are okay with that, do you want to maybe just go around the room, around the virtual room, and in 30 seconds, tell us at least one thing that you're grateful for, maybe more if you have, I'm sure you do. So anybody who would like to start, feel free.
Well, I just came back from parents' evening for the two girls, Hannah and Sophia. And as usual, it made us very proud. So very grateful for that. Yeah, there's teachers. One of the teachers let it slip. I love teaching your kids. So all other kids are lesser. It's essentially what she's saying. But yeah, no, it was really good. Thank God.
That's amazing. Doing us proud. Well done there, mom and dad. All right. I'm just gonna go around who I see next on my list, which is Vanessa.
Ah, hello.
Hey.
My grateful for. Um, in this moment, I'll say I'm grateful to be part of a work in my work, to be part of an organization that is supportive and non-toxic.
Mm.
because I know that there are a lot of places where people are not happy when they go to work and don't look forward to it. But I can honestly say that I actually look forward to going to work and I'm enjoying what I'm doing. So that's not always been the case for me.
Thank God.
So I'm grateful for that.
And I just want to bring that statement to life. Vanessa was literally bouncing around the house this morning, singing songs while she's getting ready for work.
Wow, wow.
I had to check in with her and just be like, are you all right? Or are you just happy to be going to the office? It's just like, yeah, I'm really happy about going to work today. And this has been consistent for the last couple of weeks. So yeah, something positive is happening.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing to hear. We love to see it. I can attest firsthand to what it's like to work in an environment that is not that. So we thank God for when it is, and long may it continue. In Jesus' name. Well, David, thanks to that little segue. Do you want to go next?
I am thankful that my health is improving because I've had a few stressful times with it. And yeah, things are looking up. And you mentioned the whole press up thing at the beginning of the call. So we're doing this whole 100 press up thing for November. And I was really scared about it, to be honest. I was like, can I actually do this? Like 100's a big number, but yeah, when you break it up and when you got support of other people, it's completely manageable. So yeah, thankful about that.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I'm enjoying the challenge too. Something that, Minister Josh, you might want to get involved. We're doing the press up challenge so that we can defeat demons in the spirit realm. As
I was not enjoying it.
Yeah, I was not enjoying it.
Can I just give a shout out?
Yeah.
Shout out to Fumi. I saw the press up game is strong. Well
Yes.
impressed.
Fumi is the original press upper. She's a personal trainer, right? So
of course.
She'll put all of you uncles to shame. But I thank God. I'm married well. No, all right. Minister Josh, you're next.
It's just Josh, please.
You said apostle. Okay, sorry, apostle. Okay, sorry.
Oh man, great to be here. Evening, everyone. In this season. So funny enough, I've actually started doing press ups at home, and I think maybe I saw the challenge and subconsciously just registered. But yeah, I said to my, I said I need to take charge of my health. I can't do this anymore. I'm grateful for good perspective in this season.
Yeah,
I think some things have come at me, at us, and usually I'd whine and moan and say, but I'm just really grateful that I'm seeing them as, okay, this is a challenge to do more or to scale past the wall and stretch yourself. So I'm really grateful for that.
You're taking dominion. Yeah. I must say, I've been seeing you're doing something. I don't know whether it's the pounded yam you're eating or praying and fasting, that we're moving your hands, but those the guns. I'm seeing the guns in the front. Something is happening there. I think you're ready for the push-up challenge, to be fair. But no, we thank God for your testimony. Okay, we see Elizabeth join. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you doing? We're just doing what we're grateful for. If you wouldn't mind just sharing. I know sometimes she has a connection issue because she's in Nigeria. So if she's having connection issue, no problem. I will go next. So I am grateful for a lot of things. I guess, to be fair, the push-up challenge is something that reminds me of what I have to be grateful for. So if you see my push-up challenge summary, so I did it in like maybe 4 or 5 different batches. And in about 3 of them, I have my girls with me. you know, doing push-ups with me. So it was just nice to see we are a unit. So when it's time for war, we can go. But no, it was nice to kind of just be reminded that, you know, God has blessed me with a beautiful family. So I'm so grateful for that. All right, babes, your turn.
I'm grateful for, I guess it's along the lines of fitness. Yes, I'm a personal trainer, but that doesn't mean that I'm always motivated to want to exercise, go to the gym. And of late, that's kind of been slipping because of all the things that we're doing. But I've set myself a challenge to go to the gym, whether I feel like it or not, whether it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it is. It's just about getting there. So I'm grateful that this is week 2, and I've been going 2-3 times a week on top of the teaching that I'm also doing. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah. No, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the motivation as well, because she motivates me. I've not been to the gym in a while, but you know, I'm glad that one of us is going. Hallelujah. So we have one more and then we'll get into it. So Destination Africa, or should I say Afro Parenting Group? I guess that's Michael Echo Richardson. We'll just do what we're grateful for.
Cool. Hey guys, you know what? I'm grateful to have made the call this week. I think things have been so hectic on our side. It sort of took us out of you know, routine, especially missing these calls, and I have been feeling the pinch. So yeah, I'm just grateful to be here this week. I'm happy to be here. So yeah.
It's great to have you as well, sir. Great to have you. Cool. All right, so I'm going to make a start. So first of all, thank you guys for joining. It's lovely to see you. Today's call is slightly different. We've been kind of saying we needed to give a bit of an update on where we are and what we're about to, you know, embark on next. So this is kind of like our pre-call before we kind of go out and do a bit more outreach in the new direction that we're heading in. So I am so glad that I get to share this I guess moment with you. I've got a little presentation to share, and I'll go over it. I put some slides together, but you know, it's informal. If there's anything that you want to interject or you want to pull up or you want to talk about, just let me know. The purpose of this session is to let you guys know what's going on, and you know, we'll talk about what's happening in the future. So the journey continues. The story so far is this. So on this slide, it represents, you know, a journey of maybe more than 10 years, right? There are logos on here that some people will recognize from years ago. I know some of our older Manchester contingent will recognize the He Lives logo. And there's some other logos here in terms of some of the initiatives that we've been involved in. Now, the reason I've put these here is because something that we've been doing over the last 10 years has been, there's been a common thread, right? And that common thread has always been to empower, to enrich, and to expand. But over the years, the vision has stayed the same, but the way that we have gone about it has adjusted. So if I was to give you an example of everything in here, so He Lives was a concept that we did. At this point, I think it's coming up to 20 years, which is kind of scary, because I was watching some of the videos of the ages ago. I think the only people here that will remember it is probably Ayo and David. And 20 years ago, we had a vision to, you know, take a choir that were probably not that good at the time, and you know, raise them to a level where they can be headliners. And that was the whole premise. And I think I didn't realize what the impact of that was on the journey down the line, because that really signifies much of the trends of things that I believe God has been calling me and us to do. So this is really about taking what somebody has, which might seem insignificant, but multiplying it to be something great. And some of these other logos, so we have, our property business, which was all about, raising the value of things and working with investors. We have Strong for Every Day, which was, where for me was working very closely with mums and empowering them. We had Sharpshot Digital, Sharpshot Creative, which is our digital agency at the time. And that was all about enhancing what people had to produce results in the digital sales side of things. There was Career Sharp, where we worked with, people aspiring to get into project management careers and leveling them up. And then most recently, Family Business Blueprint, Unleashed, and Just Launch, which are all in the area of leveling people up. Now, fast forward to where we are now, is our organization is actually called Altitude AI Consulting. So Altitude AI Consulting is, what we believe God laid on our heart, for me and I to spearhead, following all of these initiatives here. It's a coherent articulation and a coherent direction in what we now see as, our mission. Altitude AI Consulting is basically using software, strategy, consulting, and coaching to improve either sales or improve efficiencies. And then there is Growth Lab. So Growth Lab is a child, let's say, of Altitude AI Consulting. We had previously called it Sabre, but we have now moved it to be called CEO Growth Lab, or Growth Lab for short. So I just wanted to position that. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it will make sense because Altitude AI and Growth Lab are tools that we believe God is calling us to use to now empower, enrich, and expand. Right now, on the next slide is an articulation of a vision and like a purpose statement. Is anybody familiar with writing a purpose statement? Or does anybody have like a purpose statement for, your own life? Is that a concept that you guys are familiar with? Like maybe a vision statement? Do you guys remember when you were in school and you had your personal statement? Is that something that you guys do in, modern life? Okay, Elizabeth is familiar with it. And yes, this is being recorded, I think. Is it? Oh, maybe it's not. Yes, it is being recorded. Yeah. Okay, so my personal statement, which I believe got downloaded into me, is by personal example and through the body of work I produce in the form of setting up multiple profitable businesses using digital marketing, I inspire people from my culture, background, and in the wider African diaspora to do the same. In doing so, I unlock their greatest potential and help to create a strong economy of Black wealth. Now, I hope this resonates, but this might help to answer the question when people see me potentially doing things that might seem either unrelated or it's like, oh, how are you doing all these things? To me, it's one thing. It's one thing. And that one thing has been something that we've been moving towards, but it's becoming a lot more clearer as the days, the months, and the years kind of progress. So this is our purpose statement, our mission statement. And now, if you think about it, most of the activities that you see us doing always have this in the back, and I guess now more in the front. Yeah. So that is the purpose and the mission statement. Now, the premise, right? So the premise behind everything that we do on this side is what's in your hand. What's in your hand is enough. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm preaching to the choir, but we're all familiar with, I believe, and I hope that we're all familiar with the story. I think it's Moses where, God told him, lead the people to the promised land, lead them out of Egypt. And he was like, oh, I don't have anything. And God was like, nope, you got something in your hand, use it. And the general concept here is you already have placed in your hand everything you need to to achieve what it is that God told you to achieve. Now, this is something that has been a conceptual kind of like a concept. Like this is something that has stuck with me, and I think many of us. But in the endeavors that we've been working towards, we've been looking look at like how can we tangibly make that sort of real. So how can we turn that from concept into like reality? I'm just gonna put someone on mute. Yeah, there you go. So how can we turn that into reality? Now, fast forward, we learned about the knowledge industry, right? So at this point, does anybody know what the knowledge industry is? I think some of you who've been with us for a little while, you should be aware of the knowledge industry or the expert industry. Does that ring a bell to anybody? Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you guys are familiar. Okay, cool. So essentially, the knowledge industry was, I think, the confirmation for me that the scripture, what's in your hand, or the scriptural reference of using what's in your hand, there is now a real application to it. There is something that I can say, this is my application of what's in your hand, because the knowledge industry, the expert industry, a couple of years ago, it was valued at around $243 billion per year. And I think it's at this point close to $300 billion per year, which is now getting close to $1 billion per day. Right now, to me, that is proof that what is in my hand has value, and it's enough to achieve what I want to achieve. And then going further, this whole concept of turning nothing into something, or turning an intangible thing into a tangible result, meaning money and revenue, that has really stuck with us. And we were now thinking about, okay, this digital arena, so creating digital products, creating courses, coaching, consulting, this becomes a path to financial freedom and generational wealth. Now, those of you who know me, I am somebody that I'll make a statement and you'll probably wonder, how on earth did he get there? And I'm going to explain. So we've kind of broken it down into three kind of sections and three kind of phases. I don't know what it is. I love threes: leverage, lifestyle, and legacy. Leverage, lifestyle, and legacy. Now, the rationale behind this framework is, we used to call it the Family Freedom Blueprint. It is a pathway for anybody to get towards achieving financial freedom and generational wealth from starting at any point. Right? And you don't even need to have anything to start. All you need to have to start is the knowledge in your brain and your experience. So that's why we start with leverage, right? So leverage is essentially starting where you're at, building digital products, coaching, consulting, or course creation. These are all things that everybody has the ability to do, right? The research that we've done and the experience that we now have, because we've been working with people on multiple levels and actually realizing that people are making money in excess of 5 figures a month, 6 figures a year by literally selling digital products, courses, and coaching and consulting. And then the idea with that is, so wherever I'm starting, I can make money. I have the ability to generate money, right? Then we go to lifestyle. So lifestyle is basically, after I've achieved leverage, what am I using that leverage to do? I'm using that leverage to generate monthly recurring income. So monthly recurring income is one of what I call the wonders of the world. It's an ability to make money on a repeat scale. Why is that important? So this is the kind of thing that can make it possible for you to not have to work in your 9 to 5 if you didn't want to, because the same money can be coming in. Now, the models that you can use for that, which we are well and truly in at this point, is what they call the SaaS model. So the SaaS model is the software as a service model. And that's why we got more into Growth Lab and to software subscriptions. But of course, in general, if there are other things that you're doing that have like a retainer-based service, or even, you know, on the property side, which we're also into rent to rent, right? But what we're painting the picture here is from the digital domain only, you can generate monthly recurring revenue by doing retainer services or consultancy services, or basically the SaaS model. And this is important because as part of our mission, we're creating opportunities for people to be party and partake of that SaaS model through Growth Lab. And then there is legacy. So legacy is, you know, where my money is working for me. I have assets, I have generational wealth. I have, you know, I can buy real estate now with the, you know, with the revenue that I've generated. And then those assets are basically, you know, making me money, making my family money from this generation to the next. So I just wanted to position that because this has become one of the basis of literally everything that we do. So before I go on, does that make sense? If that makes sense, drop a 1. If you're excited about it, drop a 2. And if you have a question about it, drop a question mark. I just want to know that you guys are following me. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, nice. Cool, so you're with me. All right. So then we now looked at what are the business models that work best. So there are business models and then there are business models. So our goal in all of this is to create a business, right? That a business that supports a lifestyle by design, rather than having a life that is driven by the business. Have a business that like is a servant to your lifestyle. And where this may not be possible is when you're in a business model that requires you to trade too much time for your money, or trade time for your money at all. You know, and the models that we've looked at trading time for money as one, but also allows you to generate large sums of money for the same level of service. So from a digital perspective, the agency model, the consultancy model, the coaching model, and the, you know, creating digital courses and affiliates are some of the most lucrative, but also efficient business models when done well, right? So one of the ways that we work with our, you know, done for you clients to support this model is we have 3 levels of kind of business. One of them is I will show you how to do it by giving you a course. So let's say, when I say it, if I'm a service provider and somebody wants, you know, maybe I'm helping somebody to become a better public speaker, right? One of the models I can introduce that will be hands off for me is I will show you how to do it in a course. So it's hands off. It's a digital product. I don't have to engage with you. And for every one product that sells, I don't have to do any type of delivery. Then there is the, you know, the group model where I can get more money from a bunch of people, but it becomes, you know, manageable and scalable. And then there's the elite kind of like done for you, private inner circle type of thing, where everybody at that level is paying loads of money, loads more money, and it becomes scalable. So there's kind of like 3 levels of structuring the business, you know, as far as these type of business models are concerned. So now we got into what is the big picture, right? So those of you who are familiar, you know, with our 3-phase framework, I am always looking at like, what is the end goal that I want to achieve? And I'll explain why. Mindset is so important. I think by this point, I don't think there's anybody here that, you know, doesn't understand the importance of mindset. But I did some intense coaching about 2 years ago, I think, with a guy called Bob Proctor. So we were in his, you know, inner circle coaching program, and there were a couple of things that were drilled inside my mind, you know, from him. He's gone to be with the Lord now, so you know, God rest his soul. But when we were on his program, there was a concept that stuck so deeply in my mind, and it was the concept of goal setting. Right? Yes, he is a legend. Absolutely. So there was a concept of goal setting. And this is kind of why this explains this whole three-part goal, big picture. We'll just welcome Pastor Vicky. Hi, Pastor Vicky. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. Yeah. We're just getting to the good bit, so don't worry. Yeah. Cool. So I was just talking about the vision, and I was explaining that how I've arrived at the type of vision and goal setting that I'm doing. I was majorly influenced by Bob Proctor, and he has the concept of type kind of goal that you know exactly how to do it because you've done it many times before. Type B goal is you know kind of how it could be because you've done something
sorry,
that laterally it kind of
your
relates. There's a bit
internet
of a
froze there.
No.
Can you hear me?
Oh, did I freeze?
Yeah, I missed
Hi.
the type A. Was it just me or did anyone else miss that as well?
No, I think it was everybody. I think it was everybody.
Okay. Yeah, sorry if you don't mind saying the type A.
Sure.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. Thanks, Josh. So type A is a goal that you know exactly how to do because you've done it multiple times before. Type B is a goal that you kind of can figure out because you've done something similar. So lateral and coherently, you can kind of, okay, if I've done this, it's kind of similar to this. So I'm pretty sure I can set a goal that meets that criteria. Now, type C is where the proverbial magic happens. And that's where you have no idea, right? It's completely like no idea. You know, no idea how to do it. And that definitely resonated with me because even before hearing Bob Proctor talk about it, I kind of relate to setting goals like that, just kind of like just outrageous goals. And then funnily enough, I was at a kind of like a mastermind workshop with a guy called Rudy Ma, who's an American, multimillionaire coach. And he also had this concept of basically just removing the ceiling. So if you have no ceiling, right, then your goal setting will be so much higher. So he gave the example, I think we're all familiar, like Roger Bannister, right? Roger Bannister with the 4-minute mile. But what people maybe forget or maybe not even aware of is before that 4-minute mile was kind of hit, the time it took to break the last world record, I think it was like years, like so many years. But then the time it took after the 4-minute mile had been broken was literally like months, as in people were just breaking that record. So it's because there's a ceiling that had been set, but when there's no ceiling, you can go further. So I say all this to say, this is the big goal that we are working towards, where I'm about to kind of share it. And then I've talked about it in the 3-part framework because the end goal, we are not even close to it right now, but we're taking steps towards it. But our phase 1 and phase 2 are all working towards the end goal of what I'm going to share is our phase 3. So phase 3, ultimately, the goal with what we're doing with Altitude AI, with Growth Lab, and with the supporting initiatives, because there are a few, is to develop an economy of kingdom wealth by establishing a fund, private equity or venture capital. I've said those 3 things kind of simultaneously because we're working out what that really means. But ultimately, we're talking about having access to a pot that will be funded by, at this point, multimillionaires and billionaires to pour into our community for investment purposes so that we can, generate, basically, we'll turn that investment into something larger. It's a big claim, right? Now, I'm going to break down how we have arrived there. So our phase 2 is an initiative that we are just, about to, launch the campaign to some extent for next year. So the big goal is to have 100 companies that are generating a minimum of 10K per month, right? So this is a kind of like a big goal that we're working towards, and it's something that is completely bigger than us. So we're kind of in the process of building partnerships and getting advocacy and stuff like that. But the premise, so a minimum of 10K a month, 100 companies, that's essentially 1 million a month, and it's also 12 million a year, right? Now, this might sound like an outlandish figure, but it depends again on where one's ceiling is. But I can explain. So with the work that we've been doing in really going into depths with the digital marketing and our launch framework and the ability to, make money using the agency model, consultancy model, and the digital product model, 10K in a month is actually very, very straightforward, right? And because we've been looking at and working with our clients and also on our side as well, pretty much a formulaic, systematic strategy for that to be achieved. Yeah. And for those who have been plugged into, our initiatives and activities, it is in some senses what we call the 3-phase framework. So that has been responsible for, on a proof of concept type of level, generating 10K a month for our clients that we work closely with and for ourselves. So now the goal for that is to scale that. And it's a major initiative, and there's going to be a call to action. We definitely need help and we need support. But now that you've heard that, the goal is, once we have that, what do investors look for? Investors look for something that is investable, right? So we're saying that our network and our community is investable, and the ideas that are generated from our network and our community, as it becomes this 100 businesses generating 10K a month, we've done that in a grassroots way. We would have done that in a grassroots way. So imagine if you have funded that, you take that 1 million, you can turn it into 20 million, and so on and so forth. So this is goal 3, right? But I'm hoping, like, now the jump that I've made is not too far conceptually to see. And then there is phase 1, which is technically where we are now, right? So phase 1, we're using systems, strategy, and AI consulting, basically what we do, to support our entrepreneurs in creating knowledge-based businesses. So that's Growth Lab. That is the events. Sorry, we're about to start doing events. We're about to transition into a bit more of a mastermind, setup, and also our community. So this is the present. This is the here and now, the big picture, the phase 1 of how we get from here to that, big goal. Yeah. I'm curious to know, are there any thoughts on this? Does it make sense? Are there any questions? I would love to kind of just check that before I go to the next slide. Or are you guys following?
Hi, Bolaji, it's Josh. Just want to say that I really appreciated the explanation. I think many people dream really small. And literally I was just talking to my wife, and I was just doing as you were mentioning the fund, private equity, and I really loved what you said about taking the ceiling off in terms of what's the ultimate goal. And I think it's something we need to discuss a bit more in terms of within this kind of circle. We don't really talk about stuff like this, amongst especially Black people. I don't think. And I literally, again, as we were talking, was just saying, look, no one gets far by themselves, and if you look at everyone's story that's made it big. I was talking to my dad a few weeks ago, and I just said, "Oh, Donald Trump said his dad loaned him $1 million," and I was just sat there like, "What?"
Actually, just to clarify, Donald Trump said his dad loaned him a small sum of $1 million. I just thought.
So yeah, no, honestly, I think this is good. And one of the things I like about this is sometimes when people have caught the vision, the way that they present it to other people is very, you work for me and you get a small piece of the pie kind of thing. This is very, everybody wins big. But then as we win big, we can win bigger by coming together, essentially. And yeah, I think it is really good. And it's also good to see how what you're doing now, how you're trying to channel that towards the future. So just I'm personally encouraged. I don't know about anyone else. I think it's a good thing. So yeah, just thought I'd throw my thoughts in there. Thank you.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cool. So now it's where what does that mean for right now? All right. So right now we're in the process of growing the ecosystem and growing the team and growing the company. I say this to say, for many people, what we're doing, by God's grace, I'm so grateful that I have the absolute best partner that anybody could ever have, right? So for me and I, we're in this together, and she is our partner. She is my partner, and I could not do without her. And one of the things that we're now moving towards is for it not to be just us, right? So we're looking at it being an actual company kind of affair where we have staff. So we're in the process of hiring, more, but in terms of how we're organizing ourselves to be a lot more structured. So we have, we're growing the concept of, so actually, before I say that, Growth Lab, I've called it an ecosystem because although it's presented in some senses as a software, it's not just a software. So the software is essentially just one part of it, but the ecosystem at large is what we are working towards and building. So in that, there is success management. So success management basically means, ensuring that anybody who engages and is part of what we're doing and taking up any service, they achieve success. So we work closely with them, and we are in the process of building more of a team where that success management happens, properly. Community engagement. So we're taking on a community engagement manager to really stoke, engage, and nurture the community, and kind of bring it together, but really be responsible for that arm. Product development. So with product development, the goal is to make sure that the overall product works, but not only does it work, it works in a way that is easy and accessible. So things that pertain to that are, training, learning experiences, a learning journey, something that takes a tool which is highly technical to some extent and really just demystifies it, makes it so easy to get value out of. And then delivery management. So delivery management is just, an organized sort of structure of, getting things done, project management, and making sure that all people who are engaging in services will get things done on time and on budget, etc. So one of the things that we're doing towards success management, a number of the things, right, is the Slack channel. So we're about to, we're in the process of migrating to a Slack channel for a number of reasons, right? So we have WhatsApp chats and we have a group WhatsApp, and we also have private WhatsApp groups with our done for you clients. But it's not the best tool as far as, managing things efficiently is concerned. So the reason why we're moving to Slack is so that we can be a lot more organized. And as we're growing the team, Slack becomes a lot more accessible. We have a better management of threads, and it becomes easier to share information and work collaboratively with teams, with a team. We're going to have more dedicated support. So we've trialed this to some extent, where we have expert members in the community will be kind of rising up and will be kind of pushing forward members to present themselves as experts and really serve the community so we're taking on some funnels experts. We have branding expert. By the way, for me, is if you haven't kind of seen for me in action, I don't know anybody that's better at branding than for me, but that's going to come out a lot more. Branding and design. We are taking on Facebook ads consultants and also personal branding consultants as well, and also other experts in other areas. So again, this is a move for it to be less about us individually, but more collectively, and get more professionals, to give a more professional service. We have a training portal. So the training portal is accessible now. I think some of you have, engaged with it, but we're going to add a lot more to it. And we're working on making the training experience something which is just much more easier to consume, so that we lower any barrier for somebody to get results or to kind of just get behind things. Then community engagement. So we have been meaning and looking forward to doing events, right, for the longest time, but now we believe now is the time. So we're going to be doing a lot of events, and that there was a physical, virtual workshops, all sorts of things. So we've actually trialed quite a bit of that this year. So we've had a couple of pilot events, either ones that we've been invited to, or a few ones that we've organized ourselves virtually and physically. And, we're looking to take that even further, right? So this is some more things to kind of look out for. So product development, we are looking to basically take the platform even further and make it easier for people to get results. Now, how we're looking to organize our, we call it the mastermind. We're still looking for the right name for it, but the premise of this is, like we said, our goal, the big picture, is 100 companies generating a minimum of 10K a month. So as it stands now, the clients that we have that are doing this are the ones that we're working closely with. So for those that you're not aware, if you're not aware, we have at the moment, you're probably aware of like maybe 2 types of levels of service that we offer at the community level, which is, the platform alone and maybe the training materials and the community and the calls. And then there's the next level, which is where we work actually closely. So you would have seen, some, I think Yamo gave a testimonial recently. So, she's one of the clients that's working very closely. There's others as well in the group. And there's actually a few that are not in the group as well. We're very closely with them to get them to their result, which is, the 6-figure year, just from this initiative. So some of them are making money already from other endeavors, but from what we do with them, yes, the 10K a month. And as we've been going through it, we've looked at how do we structure the process of generating that. And one thing has become, is very clear. There's no one size fits all. There are frameworks and there are strategies, but every client, every expert, every coach, consultant is different. There's nuance, but there are common things that everybody needs, which we've arranged, in our what we're kind of calling at the moment mastermind. So a big one is sales training and mindset and sales training. So these are things that no matter what strategy, what system, what AI or automations you're using, if you don't have the right sales coaching and mindset, then it's not going to work. And we've seen that time and time again. Then the other thing is some of the practical stuff, right? So, okay, Facebook ads, social media, funnels, personal one-to-one coaching, resource templates, community support and updates on the latest trends. So things are changing so rapidly in this field. Maybe 5 years ago, people weren't talking as much about AI as they are now, right? So we want to make sure that anybody who's connected with us and working with us on any level is achieving, the highest cutting edge of all of these trends, because it's accessible and it's available. And then also partnership opportunities. So we are constantly looking and working towards partnerships, arrangements with people. Now, just to explain, the reason why we've started doing a lot more of that, I mean, It's kind of always been in the background in our model, but it's become a lot more in the forefront now because our I guess belief is, you know, the one thing that you should be focusing on is being excellent at like what you're called to do. And not everybody is called to do Facebook ads. Not everybody's called to do funnels. Not everybody's called to do, you know, like social media. But there is something that you're called to do that if all those things were in place, you know, it would empower you. So think of it like, is it Josh? Is it Joshua that they were holding his hands up? I think it's Joshua, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think it's that, right? He was his hands were. It's Moses. Sorry. Okay, Moses. So when they were holding his hands up, and he was the one that God had assigned to that mission, but there was support. There was support on his right, and then there was support on his left. So this is kind of when we say partnership, we're looking at, okay, we'll do what we have the expertise to do, and we will empower, you know, our community to do that. And so we're kind of working out, you know, these arrangements where applicable. Yeah. So that is we're kind of moving towards that structure. Any questions on that or any remarks? There is going to be more on this, but this is kind of like, you know, first look. Any questions, or if it looks exciting, maybe give me a 2 in the chat. Let's do it that way. If it's exciting, give me a 2. If it's not exciting, just keep quiet. No. Okay, cool. We got a couple of 2s. I like it. All right, cool. So now we're talking about an updated call schedule. So we've been looking at what is the best way to support our network and our community. And we have had we've dabbled with a number of schedules of calls. And now we've looked at what schedule gives the most value to the people that, you know, are gonna need it the most. And we've found that those who are on the 6-figure path, right, the 10K a month, which we're calling the done for you clients, those are the ones that, you know, we're gonna look at. Okay, we'll do the weekly calls for those, and we've got this concept of weekly office hours that we're about to introduce. So weekly office hours basically means there's going to be set times in a week where we'll be focusing on specific subject matter and disciplines that pertain to achieving this goal, right? So there might be a sales training, there might be a Facebook ads, there might be, you know, other kind of disciplines, maybe appointment setting, or, you know, objection handling, or anything that kind of pertains to this kind of stuff. So we're still penning the schedule, but I just wanted to give you a sense that the office hours are going to be structured around what is needed to create that 10K person, that 10K a month person. And then of course there's the mastermind community. So the way the office hours will work is we'll publish the schedule, and then typically there will be a subject matter that will be covered on that day, and there'll be an opportunity to engage and ask questions. And we will request that questions are submitted prior to, probably a day or 2 before. But generally, this is our kind of the first pillar. Then the next pillar is, you know, where a number of us are, I guess now, we kind of realize that to serve the community better, the call schedule might reduce, so that you have time to, because I think a lot of people in the community and are not yet on this path is probably because you're busy, you're doing a number of things, so your schedule isn't prioritized to really focus on this. So we offer support, but via you know, initiatives that will align to your schedule. So monthly expert sessions, challenges. So challenges meaning, you know, we'll do some virtual workshops, maybe in person as well, so that those challenges can allow you to have like a burst of activity in one time, so that maybe you can, you know, plan ahead and, you know, attend and then get the value from that. And then of course we have the Slack community that will be there. So this is how we're looking to, adjust things. We have some upcoming expert sessions on funnels, content creation, making money from property and personal branding, but there's going to be a whole bunch of, other sessions as well. We are getting plugged deeper into some high level masterminds, and, in those groups, we're meeting a number of people. Like I say, last week, there was about, 13, 10-figure earners in the room who are experts in what they do. And, we're talking with them about giving expert sessions to our community as well as other people as well. There's that saying, you hang around with, Les Brown says, you hang around with 9 broke people, you'll become the 10th. Or hang around with 9 rich people, you become the 10th as well. 9 millionaires. So let's clean that one, yeah. Then the other thing is, we're looking at ways of making the Growth Lab platform accessible to people who may not want the higher level subscription, but at least they can get something from it. So we are actually about to package a slightly stripped down version of Growth Lab that gets some of the core functionality that can generate, leads and engagement, which is the social media elements of it. So hopefully most of you are familiar with Growth Lab's capability to do automations with, social media, and sort of booking appointments. So we've kind of stripped out what are the bare basics that will not overwhelm, but will still give value and allow people to leverage, the positive benefits of Growth Lab. And so that's the social media bundle. So that's going to be a stripped down version. So just a case in point, the price at the moment for Growth Lab is $99 a month. And the annual price, it was $497. I think we're going to increase it, but we're probably going to do the social media bundle somewhere between 30 and 40 pounds a month, right? So it will give you basic functionality, but it will be very affordable, and it gets you into the community. Okay. So yeah, $29 a month. That's it. So now, what we are looking at is, so first of all, thank you for listening and indulging me in sharing the vision. Really appreciate it. This is a journey that has been on for a while, and it's great to know that we have people that are in our corner and understand, the vision and are interested in, being involved. And now we're making more of a formal call to action. We're looking for support and involvement. And there's a number of ways in which we're making it available to get more involved in what we're doing, right? So one of them is investment. So we have a couple of investment proposals out for the big vision. Now it's open to anybody. So if there's something that is of interest to you, just let us know, and we'll send, some details on that, on how you can get involved. Or if you know somebody that has, deep pockets, they're welcome to hear our proposal. Of course, we would love it at this point now, for you to share with as many people as you can, right? So we are actually going to send you a link, either from tonight or from tomorrow onwards, with a way that you can share this with your friends. I'll show you the link, what it looks like, just so you get a sense. So we've got like a page that we are going to be encouraging you to share with your friends. We've got like a short video and some testimonials and some ways for people to get involved. And if you did want to share, officially with your friends, we also have an affiliate link that we can share with you. So with the affiliate link, we are offering commissions on anybody who joins via your invite, as a way of saying thank you, but also as a way of, plugging back into our community. Then there's opportunity to work with us, right? So as I mentioned, we're building a structure of the organization, and we will be looking for as much support as you are willing to give. There are going to be some paid opportunities to work, and there will also be some volunteering opportunities, you know, but for every volunteering opportunity, you know, we're going to be so grateful, and we'll, you know, work out a way to support you on your journey as well. Workshops. So workshops is something that we are really intentional about going forward. So going forward, you know, we would, one of the things that we've now realized is some of the knowledge that we've gained over the years in this field is not common, right? So we've had so many conversations with people who are thinking about doing stuff online, maybe creating a course, maybe doing a digital product, but some of the strategies that we have now, you know, become quite expert at is not common. So our workshops are really designed to really, like we say, empower and enrich, and also help them to expand, right? So if you have groups, if you have communities that you have access to, we would really love to deliver workshops to your community and help empower them and get them, you know, hopefully members of your community and community that you have connection to can be one of the 100 that become, you know, the 100 doing 10K a month, and you know, join Growth Lab, which I think many of you are already. So this is all I wanted to share today. I thank you for indulging me and listening to me rant. I appreciate you so much. And at this point, I'm gonna, I guess, open up for any questions, any remarks that anybody has, anything that you can clarify or anything you'd like to say, absolutely anything. The floor is, I guess, open. Thanks for the applause, Pastor Vicky. I appreciate it. Cool. So, any questions from anyone? Okay. All good. All good. If there are no questions, let me ask this way: is there anybody that would like to get involved on a level that you can see here that perhaps you may not have known is available to you, or maybe you haven't been involved? If you are, let me know, so that we will kind of like have a chat, you know, offline, and see how we could move. Now I know that some of you are here already because, you know, you wanted to get more involved. So I see you here as well, and I'm grateful. So okay, cool. If there is no questions, I will thank you all for joining, and I'll send the recording over, but please look out for more information, because we will send you some information and some links to share with your people, either from tonight or from tomorrow onwards. Okay, thanks, I appreciate that. And yeah, we'll take it from there. So, okay. Thank you, everybody. Oh, yeah, who's there? Okay, it's Michael. Thank you, everybody, for your time. See you. God bless you. And we will thanks, David. Thanks, David. And we'll see you guys on the flip side. God bless.
Good night, everyone.
Thanks all. Good night.
Take care.
Bye.